Howdy, howdy, folks. It is Diecastbuffet here again. And I know I've been kind of gone the last 2 days, but guess what? I got a really cool video for you today. So we're going to be taking a look at my 2003 NASCAR 164 collection. This is a really cool video. I'm hoping y'all will enjoy. I did a 2002 collection video. I think it's only appropriate we do a 2003 one. I like to be able to show each year of my diecast collection. So without further ado, make sure to give the video a big thumbs up. And let's go ahead and hop into it.
Alrighty folks, here we go. It is time to do the collection video. So I hope you're having a jolly good time out there, guys. We'll go ahead and kick off this collection video with our first car right here, fellas. This is a 2003 Jimmy Spencer Sirius, well, not XM, just a Sirius Dodge Intrepid. This would be a great throwback for Martin Truex Jr. in my opinion. I think that would look amazing on a Cup car. And of course in the modern Gen 7 era now. Next car up is a Ward Burton 2003 Caterpillar Rental Store Dodge Intrepid. Fun fact, I believe they still have the Cat rental cars for Tyler Reddick in the Cup Series, I believe. I think he ran a paint scheme, not the same one, but I think they still advertise for that in the modern Cup Series. So that is very cool to see. This one's a little bit beat up, though. A little bit of a fun story for it. I guess it's a fun story. So this is a 2003 Jimmy Johnson Power Pride Lowe's Racing Champions. This has the rubber wheels. It's a closed cast die cast. It's got a lot of weight to it. I think what happened was I had a little, it was like a little lunch pail. It was a Dale Earnhardt little lunch pail, little insulated bag, right? Well, anyways, I used to put all my cars in there when I went to my grandma's house, right? I think what happened was I put this car in there one day, and I think it cracked the window. And of course, that happened probably at 04, 05, or 06, and it's still broken to this day. So, you know, if I could ever come across a solid donor car, I would consider stripping this car down and replacing it. But it's still kind of cool as nostalgia. But I think that is a really cool diecast right there. Another great throwback paint scheme, in my opinion. I think William Byron's Liberty car would look great with that paint scheme. Here's a 2003 Jeremy Mayfield Dodge. Love these freaking Dodge pieces, man. And fun fact of the day, guys, the hot rumor around NASCAR now is Dodge is coming back. Yes, look, one thing I love about the sport is that when there's smoke, there's fire. And generally when you hear these rumors, there's a lot more to them, unless things fall through. But Dodge is looking like, as of right now, they're on their way back into the sport. This is a 2003 Michael Waltrip Napa Patriotic Chevrolet Monte Carlo. This thing is mint. I reviewed it. I put it in my acrylic case after reviewing it. So the paint job is second to none, pretty much. Love this diecast. I still have the original box for it. I just have it displayed in my my case. Next car here, this is a fun one here, and this is going to be a great video for those who weren't able to collect these cars in those years and be able to talk about them and how some of these are. This is a really cool piece, and I think this should make a comeback. So this was a kit car. So when you bought it, the wheels, the chassis, the cockpit, all that stuff would be separate. So it's a box set, right? So you have the shell of your car here, you have your wheels, your chassis, and then the interior. So what it would do, it also come with a little screwdriver. And basically, you build the car. It is a build kit, and they would sell these at your normal retail stores. They had this one. I think they had like a Casey Kane as well. I want to say it was, no, it wasn't a Casey. It was a Matt Kenseth. What am I thinking? It was a Matt Kenseth DeWalt. I remember seeing those at my local retail store. I picked up the Matt Kenseth $1 Million Challenge DeWalt Ford, and of course the 2003 Ryan Newman Dodge. So this is a, I want to say a Jeff Bodine, I think. No, this is a, oh, I'm an idiot. This is a Todd Bodine. This is a Todd Bodine, number 54 National Guard Ford. This one's definitely a forgotten paint scheme from 2003, but a beautiful car nonetheless. Love these freaking diecasts, guys. Absolutely love these cars. This is going to be a super fun video because I love these vintage cars. I'm about to talk about them. This is another mint opening. We put it right in the case after opening it, so it's in great shape. Arguably the best paint scheme from 2003, the Sharpie Rubbermaid 4. Love that paint scheme, you know. We couldn't do a 2003 collection video without this car. Bam! Check out this piece. Look, I'm telling you what, the 2003 Tide Ride for Craven is quietly becoming one of the rarest cars of that year. But absolutely, everyone knows the finish between Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven. So this is a little bit of a fun story for this car. So originally, obviously I got this car probably in 2003, 2004, but I lost it, right? I lost it, and I thought it got thrown away or whatever. And eventually, I found it. It was, I think I left it at my cousin's house back in the day. But I was able to come across this car again. I was so happy to find it. Now this car has a really weird mold. You can see. Check this out for size. So this is made by the same manufacturer, same company, same year, same supply line. You can clearly see there is a significantly longer wheelbase here itself. Definitely, that was one of my pet peeves about these cars. But a little bit of a fun message for y'all today is that if you come across one of these 2003 Tide cars, I want to be honest with y'all, we're starting to really deplete these things. The Hot Wheels one, the Racing Champions one, the 124s of these cars I've seen starting to sell over for $100. So my theory is, guys, before you turn these things into Darlington Customs, be mindful that these things are getting harder and rarer to find. It might be cheaper for someone to go and buy for instance, another 2003 Pontiac Diecast and custom paint it to be like the Craven one. So instead of tearing up the original thing, you might want to consider making a custom of it, because once they're gone, they're gone. So another car here, this is the same mold. This is a 2003 Johnny Benson Valvoline diecast. Absolutely love the number 10 car. One of the best paint schemes ever, and in my opinion, this should be the modern day Valvoline paint scheme. Of course, Johnny Benson got his only cup win at Rockingham back in 2002. Another fun fact of the day, Rockingham, there's still hope that they could come back in the Cup Series alongside North Wilkesboro. I mean, it's crazy to think, but those tracks, they're making a large headway back to the sport. But obviously, the wheelbase on these diecasts are really finicky. But another fun fact for the 2003 Pontiacs, for the newer viewer out there, they never made this mold in the action/winner circle. So the 19 car is an action/winner circle diecast. It's the best mold. It's the most realistic one, pretty much. Well, they never made the Pontiacs for that. They made it in 2002, but that was with Joe Gibbs Racing. So when Joe Gibbs Racing left Pontiac and went to Chevrolet from 2002 to 2003, these were pretty much left to Racing Champions. That was the final year for Pontiac to be in the sport, so they really didn't put too much time into it. But unfortunately, the only accurate 164 mold, in my opinion, I think the Hot Wheels ones are all right, but in my opinion, the only accurate one was a 2003 Jerry Nadeau club car. Now, I think it was a hood opening diecast, but it was made by Action. Obviously, you know, closed casting, and you know, it's more of an elite 164, not the retail line ones. That one was pretty much the only version of that car to have the accurate mold, in my opinion. Of course, we never got a closed casting one, so much for customs for that. But here's the 2003 Dale Jarrett. Now, I believe this is a early 2003 because you could tell by the hood logo here, the UPS logo, I think later in the season, had this kind of like a brown, kind of a yellow outlining to it. Now, if you go to NASCAR Thunder 2004, they actually have this paint scheme and the updated one. So I forget, maybe they updated it halfway through the season. Who really knows? Happens a lot with NASCAR paint schemes, but the hood decal is different. So it's pretty cool. If you play that game, you can also get options when you race as Dale Jarrett. But easily one of my favorite paint schemes ever. I think it was, what's his face? Brandon Brown did a throwback paint scheme to that from 2002. Love that paint scheme. Here's a Dale Earnhardt Jr. Stained Budweiser car. Obviously, it's the censored one, but the band on here is called Stained. So I believe this was ran at the 2003 Fall Richmond race. That race was called the the Chevy Rock and Roll 400. So it was kind of a partnership they had with Chevrolet, and I guess with several bands to kind of come on board. You know, Budweiser had a lot of different partnerships with Dale Earnhardt Jr. back in the day. The MLB All-Star Game was a big one, and then they had, you know, the Daytona cars, the Born on Date ones. Really cool pieces they had on the 8 Camp back in the day. This one was opened recently to the 97 car here, I think late 2019, so they're very, very good condition. But this is a 2003 Martin censored car. It's the same one you would see on Thunder 04, but obviously it's, you know, different logos for the real car. But nonetheless, the Hot Wheels Ford Tauruses are the best molds ever made. Let's keep it going here, guys. So we have a Jeff Gordon one. This is really nostalgic here, guys. So this is a 2003 Jeff Gordon DuPont. Now, what makes this car so cool is, obviously, there's a crap load of paint chips in the front, but those things happen, is this was the Looney Tunes movie car. So for the people who don't know, they made a movie in 2003 with NASCAR and the Looney Tunes. Jeff Gordon was in it, right? That was a huge, huge deal back in the 2000s, Looney Tunes. In fact, they promoted Looney Tunes for 2 years straight, helping build up this movie. In 2001 and 2002, the fall Richmond race was the Looney Tunes 400. They had a bunch of different paint schemes. You know, it was Jerry Nadeau, Joe Nemechek, whoever. I think Dale Jr. had a couple paint schemes, but I know Jeff Gordon had some. Jimmy Johnson, Mike Skinner, Terry Labonte. They all had a bunch of different Looney Tunes paint schemes to help promote that partnership. And I think it worked pretty well, and I remember watching the movie when it first came out, but this was a really cool paint scheme. I forget what track he ran this at. It would be cool if they raced it at Vegas, because obviously they go to Vegas in the movie, but that was really cool partnership they had there with the 24 car. Now, this is a Brett Bodine 2003 Hooters Ford Taurus, so it's pretty cool to get both of the Bodine brothers paint schemes there. This is one of the most underrated, quiet paint schemes of the season, but in my opinion, probably the cleanest Hooters car ever made. It really is. The simple number font, the white, orange, it is such a really cool paint scheme. If Chase Elliott wanted to run this paint scheme as a normal primary, I would be totally okay with it. Beautiful, beautiful paint scheme. Of course, that car is present on NASCAR Thunder 2004. We have another one here. This is the Alan Kawicki 20th anniversary, I believe. Yep. So pretty much this is the same paint scheme with a very silver added to it. Beautiful, beautiful race car. Love it. This one has rubber tires just like the Jimmy Johnson 03 we showed. This one is a heavier mold. So the one on the right is much lighter. The one on the left is more considered a elite die cast. It's a closed cast, so it does not open. The window bars are scratched to all get here, but even the undercarriage on this one is painted. Heavy chassis, heavy mold, very good quality die cast there from Racing Champions. Because a lot of their cars, guys, if they were not taken care of, you know, the Racing Champions ones, if they were left out in a garage, a storage shed, anywhere there was moisture, extreme heat, the shells, like the actual metal, would crack on these things so easily. I've even heard stories of people buying these things brand new, and they open them up and they start cracking because they were not properly stored. So if you have some that have been stuck inside, good for you. But if you have some that have been outside, it might be too worse for wear. They're one of the cheapest quality molds ever made, in my opinion. So this one's a 2003 Dave Blaney, and this one goes right with Ricky Craven and Kurt Busch from the 2003 Carolina Dodge Dealers 400. A lot of people forget that if Craven and Kurt Busch would have crashed each other at Darlington that year, this guy would have gotten his one and only Cup win. That would have been a really cool thing to see Dave Blaney win at Darlington one day. That would have been really cool. But he was third place when Craven and Kurt Busch were going at it. So if they spin out, guess what? Dave Blaney's going to win freaking Darlington. That would have been incredible. Of course, he almost won the 2012 Daytona 500 thanks to the Juan Pablo Montoya jet dryer. That would have been really cool if he won that 500. Anyways, we've got a Bill Elliott 2003 Dodge Lion King Dodge Intrepid. Now, this is a very, very cool paint scheme to me. I love it. You got the flames. You got just the beautiful red painted wheels, which it's pretty cool how they actually made some of these cars with the red painted wheels. I don't think all of the Evernham Motorsports ones had those, but it is nice to see it on a diecast. Back in those years, they didn't really run much, or at least make the 164s with colored wheels. So when you got one with it, I think it is the coolest thing in the world. Definitely love colored wheels. Another car here is a 2003 Mike Skinner Kodak Perfect Touch Pontiac Grand Prix. And again, this is another great show and tell when it comes to these vintage diecasts here, guys. So check this out. So the bottom one's a Hot Wheels mold, right? It's very low profile, but it's kind of clunky to me, in my opinion. It really reminds me of the not Racing Champions, but the Team Caliber molds from that year. However, the Racing Champions one, the 10 car here, is very narrow, like a bullet. However, the wheelbase of the car is ridiculously long. So, unfortunately, we never got a good mold for the Pontiacs in 03, and it's a shame because Pontiac was such a cool manufacturer in the sport, and they really went out the same way Dodge did, and I still believe Dodge will come back, but, you know, 2002, they won the championship with, not Bobby Labonte, they won it in 2000, but they won it in 02 with Tony Stewart, and then the next year, they were gone. So here's a 2003 Busch Series car, I believe this is right here, guys. I want to say this is a Jason Keller diecast here. Albertson's 57. Now, obviously, the front is really chipped up as well as the spoiler. I remember getting this car, too, probably way back in 04, maybe early 04, maybe late 03. I remember getting this car, man. It was really cool stuff. Very, very blessed and thankful to get it. But the one thing about these Racing Champions cars, guys, and if you have any of these cars, it might be worth it to put an extra clear coat on these things because these clear coats, they're not as bad as the PTC WLS mold cars we see in modern day, but they're just not that durable. So if you plan on handling those 03 cars or even 05, 2002, 2001, whichever, it might be worth it to take like some X22 Tamiya clear coat and wrapping that with that because it will give it a extra additive of clear coat to it. Now here's a 2003, oh my goodness, man, I believe this is a Scott Riggs. Yeah, I believe this is a Scott Riggs 2003. I could be wrong on this, guy, so bear with me because what's his face? Jeff Green won the championship in 2000 with this car, so I think this is a Scott Riggs. But nonetheless, the Nesquik Ford Taurus, I remember getting this car back in the day. That was so much fun. Yeah, heck, I've drank a lot of Nesquik growing up, so it was really cool. Let's get that diecasts. Another one here. This is a 2003 Scott Wimmer. Now, the back end of this car is a little bit worse for wear. This is a Busch Series car, I believe, and actually, no, it could have been a Cup car. I don't know. The 23s were kind of confusing to me because they had a 23 car in 2002, which was Hutch Strickland and maybe some other drivers, but I do know this is 03. Love this paint scheme, the Stacker 2 Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Actually, no, this had to be a Busch car because this is Bill Davis Racing, I believe. So the 22 car is a Dodge. Well, obviously, the 23 has to be a Dodge as well. It's not, so it's got to be a Busch car. We got a Michael Waltrip here, guys. This is a 2003 Cat in the Hat Aaron's Chevrolet. Beautiful paint scheme, and the most nostalgic thing maybe ever is that Aaron's 312 logo right there. I remember racing that on, like, what is it, NASCAR 05, NASCAR 06. I love this paint scheme. Got all kinds of different characters all over it. Very, very cool piece. Of course, if you ever want to get free shipping on anything, guys, make sure you use the promo code down below, guys. Huge Black Friday sale kicking off next week on Wednesday at Circle B Diecast and Plan B Sales, guys. You're going to make sure you want to check it out. Every day from the 23rd, I believe it's to the 28th, they're going to be having 124s, 164s, rock bottom deals. I'm talking, you could see cars as cheap as $3. 124s could be as cheap as 25, maybe 30 bucks. Go crazy. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. And of course, for free shipping on anything, any orders $20 or more, use the code down below. Diecastbuffet, guys. So anyways, we have the number 25 right here. I believe this is a Joe Nemechek, I think. Yeah, I think this is Joe Nemechek because for those who don't know, Joe Nemechek and Jerry Nadeau kind of swapped rides multiple times. I think in 2002, yeah, Jerry Nadeau drove the 25 in 2002, and then he left. He drove the 01 car. He got hurt, unfortunately. And then Joe Nemechek drove the 25, and I believe they kicked him out of the 25, and then he went to go drive the 01. So it's just... They, like, swapped rides so many times. Reminds me of kind of like Jeff Green and Steve Park. Is the final 2003 car have the show? And check out this piece right here. 2003. This is probably a car you probably can't even get anymore, really. Believe it or not, I actually bought this from Circle B Diecast. I bought this, I think, early 2020 or 2019. I bought this car. And I tell you what, this thing is really freaking cool. So it's a Hootie and the Blowfish car. And for the people who listen to modern country music nowadays, you might be thinking, who the biff is Hootie and the Blowfish? Darius Rucker. Him and Mikey Waltrip are really good friends. So it was really cool to get this diecast. They had this one. They had the 2003 Patriotic, but they also had the 2005 Napa Primary. I've done reviews on the Patriotic and the 05. I've yet to review this car, and honestly, this would make a great review piece. I might go ahead and do a review on this, guys. But what a beautiful, beautiful diecast. I love seeing like music and movies and video games on NASCAR diecast. I think anytime you get a partnership between two major forms of media, I think it's just really freaking cool. The box is really nice. I like it. Definitely some vintage vibes to it. Here's the Hootie and the Blowfish logo. But yeah, most people think, well, who the biff is Hootie and the Blowfish? No, it's Darius Rucker. He had a band, I believe, and he was the lead singer for it. So, great vintage piece from 2003. Oh, that reminds me. I also have a couple other cars. They're on a shelf, so I don't want to go get them out right now. But I'll show them on camera here. It's a 2003 John Andretti. I have a 2003 John Andretti, 2003 Matt Kenseth, right? And I also have a 2003 Terry Labonte. I have all three of those in the package. Obviously, I'm not going to open those things up. I got them over there at Texas Motor Speedway last year, but yeah, they're on a shelf right now, so I think I can get to the Terry Labonte, but I'll show it right here on camera for you guys. But yeah, definitely let me know what y'all think about all these cars, guys. I mean, check out, this is my 2003 collection. I plan on doing videos for the 04, the 05. 2006 is kind of a weak year. 2007 is a partial weak year. Let me tell you, man, once we get to 2008, 2009, and 10, we might have to do a 70 to 90 diecast collection video. Anyways, folks, thank y'all so much for watching the video. Make sure to give it a huge thumbs up, guys. I greatly appreciate it. Sorry for not being really active the last 2 days. So I want to make sure we take care of y'all today. 3 videos, yep. So get ready for 2 more uploads tonight. I might do the Michael Lautrup one over there. I might not. I don't know. But I'm going to do 2 more reviews, so there might be a video at midnight. So if you're up late tonight, make sure to stay tuned for that, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Have a great one, everybody. Like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to check out that promo code in the Black Friday sale next week. You're not going to want to miss it, guys. I wait all year to get those freaking diecasts. The Black Friday sale, for those who don't want to go and go to the retail stores and deal with all that, you can buy everything from home. It's the best freaking deal in NASCAR diecast. It's gypsy tent prices from the comfort of your couch, bro. You're not going to want to miss it. Have a great one, everybody. Diecast Buffet, signing off.